Warning: graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. In this video, we've got Bro on the trigger in 4 separate sessions all at the same location. Starting off with this evening's session, we see him scanning the field from the gate. It's a stream that drains the local farmland. You can hear it running past him under a little culvert under the road. He's heading off up into that woodland. And he'll be using his Day-to-Day Harrier X in .22 caliber, his favourite weapon on the feeder at the moment, and launching his favourite Webley power pels that normally work to good effect. He's already in the hide. Cut straight to the chase. Squirrels come in. Not sure how long he's had to wait for this. They usually come of an evening and feed before they go to bed. Lost count of the times I've bumped them off the feeder. I've turned up late in the day, thinking I might go the next morning. If the level has dropped, I usually decide to go. If it hasn't, I'll abort, maybe think of something else to do with my time. Scope cam on. You can see with the reticule he's using my old whitetail classic 6.5 to 20 by 50 scope. Just got to wait for it to sit up as per usual. This one's got its head in the trough. Can be quite tempting when they do that. There we go, that'll do. Straight on it. And a pellet at the base of the ear. Not quite the base. You could hear it rip straight through and hit the metalwork behind, which is in effect wasted energy. But despite the notion of wasted energy, they do enough damage on the way through. It's been proven time and time again. They're a good pellet if they're accurate at your rifle. Bro swears by them anyway. Here comes another one. No chill squirrel. Looking like I had a score to settle. There we go. Sorted him out. Not quite sure what to do next, whether to duff him some more, or her even. I'm not sure if it's a male or female. Once that was sorted out, time to have a feed. We're only 15 yards away from these squirrels, and we've proved the point in the past that even at a whisper we can hear each other when stood by the feeder. It doesn't seem to worry these squirrels when they sit up like that. Bro drops them with a pellet to the top of the head, right above the eye, straight into the brain. And again you can hear the pellet smash straight into the aluminium behind. Nothing wrong with that shot. You get them, sometimes they'll drop. You can usually rely on a little kick to dislodge them off the ledge. Unfortunately, when they sit there like that, you don't really want that to be so close. It's another downside of having those types of ledges. Very small ledge with no lip. They tend to fall straight off just under gravity. There's a little groove there. And if they don't kick, they just lie in it. You can hear Bro shuffling away there. What he's doing is looking for his rat grabber to go and remove that squirrel off the ledge. The reason he's turned up this evening is he's going to stay into the darkness and hopefully catch a few rats on the feeder. I can tell you now, he got nothing in the end. That's why he's here of an evening, not the morning. Pick a few squirrels up, in this case literally, then stop on and get the rats. He puts it well out the way. He's going to remove the other squirrel, take them right out the way, and get back in the hide and wait. A bit of bird watching. But 2 is what he had that day, no rats. So on to the next session. See, it's late July. last year. This is a morning session. The trouble with the summer months is you can turn up early, but it's still quite bright. All the birds are up and about nice and early, which is pretty much normal. Making the use of a spilt grain, bits and pieces. Maybe bits of the fat balls we put up there drop down. The first visitor comes in. You see with a log on the top. This feed is due for renewal. I know I keep saying it, we'll have to get around to it. Weather, time and interest are a bit of a problem at the moment. Plus my dose of the man flu, I'm just about recovering from. Not sure what this squirrel's looking a bit nervous for. Should know where the food is. As per usual, it's a waiting game. Maybe there's a scent of other squirrels on that log. Seems to have got his nose down. Got to check the place out. A bit like taking your dog for a walk. Always sniffing around. Reading the papers, so to speak. Seeing who's been about. This is more like it. No point trying to shoot them when they're moving like that. Not unless you've got a shotgun anyway. Here we go. Camera on. You see the reticle's changed now. I think it's a hawk scope he's got on here. Not sure which one though. You can see by the reaction there, it wasn't quite as good as it should be. Just show you here, that was the point he pulled the trigger on. We normally say just over the eye, on the eyebrow. It's a good spot. Zooming in on the ground now just to see. Sometimes you get dodgy reactions, but the thing's still dead. Zooming right in now. Just to see if it's breathing. Doesn't appear to be. The pellet did the job despite the strange reaction. Comes squirrel number 2. Let's have a look at the one on the floor. So having a good old look, but no attack. They can jump quite a way, these things. Very well evolved for life in the trees. Now the past interest in the dead ones over. Up for a feed. You can smell the other ones. Quick look about. They seem to know when there's another squirrel nearby, long before you do. That'll do. Straight into a feeding pattern. Side on shot. There we go. Line up on him. It's almost quartering away. Went for the base of the ear at that angle, which is what I would have shot. Pellets ripped through. Had quite a violent reaction. But sometimes you get that. Perfectly well shot the first time. Check out the link in the description to Ted's video as to why they kick after a headshot. I know I keep saying it, but still keep getting the questions in the comments section why they do kick. Just the 2 this morning. You can see the scope's changed. As you can tell, these videos are in no particular order. Mid-July 2016. First trying to show you some good hazelnuts forming on the branches. The grey squirrels will eat these. They're resistant to the tannin in them, unlike the reds. Not that we have any reds anywhere near us. When the food comes out on the trees, they usually go off the feeders. Their instincts take over, and they're more preoccupied with eating natural food and burying it. It's only when that's all gone, the feeders tend to come into their own. They're a little bit early for my liking this year. Normally this time of year there's not a lot of natural food about, and the feeders work very well. Got a lot of youngsters out and about. This one's sat up. No scope cam today. And no prizes for guessing where the pellet went. Rather helpful backflip. As the back legs kick. Drop it onto the floor. Quite clearly very unwell. Not just unwell though. As Dr. McCoy would say, he's dead, Jim. Pretty much textbook headshot from Bro there. Bit of bird watching. Tend to come foraging through here. It's always a pleasure to see. I think that might be a robin. Not sure if it's getting its winter plumage or not. If they do that. Camera's on for some reason. That was a squirrel over to the left being shot. I think it looked like it might be running through. It paused. Bro was tracking it. Shot it right through the side of the head. Appears to still be breathing. Bro just zooming in to check on it. See the bottom spasming on it. He had to go out and shoot that one a second time, or shot it from the hide. But it was unconscious, never knew what hit it. Here comes squirrel number 3. Sat up lovely. That's the sort of shot I like to take. We're just waiting for it to take a second handful. Here we go. Good solid impact there. That one has a proper leap about. He's checking it out through his scope now. Sometimes I'll do that. As stated before, if you check out Ted's video, Why They Kick, you know it's the brain losing control of the spinal neurons. It doesn't normally last too long. Sometimes it can be quite violent and other times quite tame, but it's toes up time for that one. Come to rest rather quickly, despite all that activity. For newer viewers, that log's not there by accident, or that branch even. Deliberate on our part. Allows the squirrels to go straight to the feeder and avoid the ones on the floor. Also tends to bounce a bit when you get a squirrel on it and give you a bit of advance warning, a bit like a quiver tip in fishing. If they're on the floor, they'll often have some sort of a look at them, whether it's tentative like that or they'll run down like that one in the earlier video and have a full-on fight with the dead one. Give them a savage gnawing. All depends what this one's going to do. As to how long Bro will have to wait to get a shot. Way too iffy to take a shot now. Not often they run off. It's more like it. A little bit of a bee in its bonnet about that one on the floor. Unfortunately, this is what we have to put up with sometimes. And precisely why, if we have to leave the hide to dispatch another one, why we lift the squirrels. Tend to do away with this sort of behaviour, even though they can smell them, we can't see them. So check out the other one now. Can't quite work it out. No tail flicking going on this one. So to me it's not agitated, just curious. Maybe it knows the one's on the floor. It's quite clearly coming in to feed initially. Maybe it's just waiting for another belly rumble to remind it what it was doing there in the first place. Wish it would make its mind up. It's starting to annoy me now. Often wondered about getting a hush power 410 for this type of squirrel. Looks like it's wandering off. Just to put your mind at rest, it's not. It's run right back up that bit of branch again. Must have had a belly rumble, reminded itself why it turned up at this area of the woodland. Now it's start feeding perfectly happily. After all that hassle, Bro just has to do a good shot. He's lining up on it now. Here we go, this time. Straight pass through. Lots of damage done. Some people think that these pellets are underpowered. I can tell you now that squirrel's skull will be pretty wrecked. Back to a bit of bird watching. Despite the fact that last squirrel didn't move that much, it's just as dead as the other ones. Get some strange reactions off them. As long as they're not lifting their head up, or they're still breathing. Sometimes they might breathe a little bit afterwards. That just says the body's shutting down. Blood loss takes over. That was when he shot off camera. See the mess it makes. Do tend to lose a lot of blood from a pulverised skull. Might be flies on them. These will be getting bagged up, put in a freezer to go to the scout group who eat them. So any eggs pretty much be destroyed by the freezing process. Not bad for the final session of this video. See, January 2017. Around about a year old now. See, it's been an attempt at snowing. Frosty morning. The smattering of snow. Bro intrepid as ever. Gone out to the feeder. He's got the scope come on again. Not sure why he didn't have it on the other one. Maybe he didn't have an adapter to fit that Hawk scope, I'm not sure. You can see it's quite early still. Just about make out the Virax silencer moving around the top right hand corner of the screen. He's looking for that squirrel. Get the scope cam on. And this is the hawk scope again, so he's obviously sorted out his adapter. He decided to shoot it there. So I'm not sure why. Maybe he felt it was still enough to take the shot. Nothing wrong with that effort though. Webley Power Pal finds the mark. And that's what the body stoppers are there for. Keeps them in view to check they're dead. If you need to do a second shot, you could probably do it from sat in the hide. A bit of bird watching now. It's a much bigger bird than normal. The European buzzard. Normally they spot you move and fly away, but this one's preoccupied looking at the squirrel on the ground. I've yet to see one come in and take one. It would make my day if I saw that, and I'd let them too. Protected animals. I do love a good raptor. Always nice when a buzzard turn up. There's that many these days in the Midlands, where I live in the UK. You see them quite often. Very enjoyable. There we go. Looking for it and straight on headshot. My most favourite type of shot, that one. As regular viewers will know, pellet goes through the forehead, smashes the brain, goes then into the body a bit, dissipates all its energy into the target, maximum knockdown power. That's precisely why we come up with the side shelf. The squirrel the other side of the lane. Looks like it might be coming in. There's no dead squirrels in the road, or lane even. Brett's got his scope cam on. I haven't bothered to include it yet, so there's no point. Trim that bit of footage down. I'll include the bit that matters when the squirrel turns up. He's on his way. There we go. Let's either run at the back of that tree then come down, or it's another squirrel. Gonna mess about by the look of it. Sometimes get two squirrels on these feeders. That one's sat on the top. Rose picked it up. Shifting the main camera now. There we go. Nice and still. Just adjusted himself there. Pays to get yourself comfy. Still sat there. Nothing wrong with that shot. Here's another one. Main camera failure. So I just got the scope cam on for you. Not sure what happened. Maybe didn't push the button too hard. Let's get him down the gym, do some weights. Straight into feed that one. Perfect. This time. Straight on headshot, straight to the ground. It's the trouble with the dip in the ground there, can't quite see them. Here we go. Another big bird. Another raptor. This time it's a goshawk if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful bird. Don't see them that often, see the buzzards more often than not. Bro was sat there one day. One of these took a bird out right in front of the hide. Wasn't filming. Just looking at the hide window, the bird flew past. One of these fellas come in and hit it mid-flight, right in front of his face. Must have been an epic thing to see. Beautiful bird. I don't think it's going to take on a squirrel. I think they hunt birds. I'm not entirely sure on that. But off it goes. As Bro told me later, that made his day. Buzzard and a goshawk in the same session. Got 4 squirrels down. One's flat out in the lane. That's around what that shot. There we go, you see the hawk scope on top. Another nice little bag of 4. And that wraps up a video of 4 sessions of Bro. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.